Welcome back. Let's learn how to solve equations of the form x plus a equals b. Alright, so last time we learned how to check if numbers are the solution to an equation, but now what we're going to do is begin our journey into actually finding or solving for the solutions of equations. And as you'll come to find throughout algebra, equations come in many forms, so there are many different techniques and approaches that you want to learn in order to properly solve these equations. And the simplest equation that you might come across is an equation in this form where you have a variable equal to a constant. And that would look like this if x is our variable and a represents a constant like 1, 2, 3, and so on. Basically any value that doesn't include a variable. An equation of x equals a is the easiest equation to solve because it's already solved. Right? The constant would be the solution. It's the value for the variable that would make the equation true. So for example, if we have the equation x equals 8, which would be a variable equal to a constant, 8 is very clearly the solution. The equation is already solved because when x equals 8, this equation is true. Replace x with 8 and you get the equation 8 equals 8, which is a true statement, so 8 clearly is the solution of this equation. There's really no work involved here. This equation where you have a variable equal to a constant is already solved. Okay, and so there really was no process of solving involved here for the solution of this equation, but most equations are not like this. There is going to be some work involved in solving other forms of equations. And today we're going to look at the first of one of the most common forms of equations that you want to be able to solve, which are equations in the form of x plus a equals b. Or in other words, you'll have a variable, it doesn't have to be x, but it can be any variable, plus some constant of a, or some number, and the addition of the variable and the constant will be equal to some other constant b. Okay, now you could have x minus some constant, because if a is negative, then adding a negative number means that you would have the variable minus that value. But regardless, this is the form of an equation that we are interested in solving in this video. And what I mean by solving is we want to determine what value of x, or what value for the variable, would make the equation true, right? Remember from the previous lesson that a solution to an equation is a number that, when plugged in for the variable, makes both sides of the equation equal to the same value. It makes a true statement. All right, and so how do we do that for this form of an equation? Well, what we have to do is make use of one of the properties of equations that I'm going to introduce to you right now. And to demonstrate this property, we're going to work with that same equation from earlier of x equals 8. Notice that if we were to add a number to both sides of the equation, let's say 4, the equation would still remain true, right? If we add 4 to both sides of the equation, here's what it will look like. We'll get x plus 4 on one side, and then 8 plus 4 on the other. All right, this is the same equation from up here, but on both sides of the equal sign, we added 4. So now we have x plus 4 and 8 plus 4. When we do this, the equation will still be true, and the solution to the equation will remain the same. All right, remember that originally our equation tells us that the solution is x equals 8. When x is 8, the equation is true. That will still be the case after adding 4 to both sides. All right, because if we simplify here, 8 plus 4 is 12, so we would have x plus 4 equals 12. But then if we check to see if 8 is still a solution to the equation, if we plug in 8 for x, watch what happens here. We get 8 plus 4 equals 12, and 8 plus 4 is 12, so we get 12 equals 12. And that's a true statement. The equation is true, and so 8 is still a solution to the equation x plus 4 equals 12, just like it was for x equals 8. We added a number, in this case 4, to both sides of the equation, and the equation still was true, and it still had the same solution. Okay? That is going to be true for any number that you add to both sides of the equation, even if you were to add a negative number. So for example, if we work with the same equation here, if we have x equals 8, but now instead of adding 4 to both sides, let's add negative 4, so we would have x plus negative 4 equals 8 plus -4, and adding -4 in both cases would just be the same as subtracting 4. So we have x minus 4 equals 8 minus 4. And so simplifying, 8 minus 4 is 4. So we have x minus 4 equals 4. And now let's check to see, after subtracting 4 from both sides of the equation, or adding -4, if x equals 8 is still a solution to this equation. If we plug in 8 for x, watch what happens. We'll get 8 minus 4 equals 4, and 8 minus 4 is 4, so we get 4 equals 4, which is a true statement. So x equals 8 is still a solution to the equation even after we subtract 4 from both sides of the equation. All right, and so what I've demonstrated here is known as the addition property of equations, which says that the same number or variable term can be added to each side of an equation without changing the solution of the equation. And that's very important because that is going to help us solve for unknown variables in equations. Okay, and by extension, because subtraction is essentially defined to be in terms of addition, you could also think of it as being able to subtract the same number from both sides of the equation. All right, so really you can think of the addition property of equations as allowing you to add or subtract the same value to both sides of an equation without affecting the solution. The equation will still remain true. All right, and so that is the addition property of equations, but how exactly are we going to use this to help us solve equations, specifically of that form of x plus a equals b? Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. Let's take a look. Here I have one of our equations from earlier. This was our equation after adding 4 to both sides of x equals 8. And so we know that the solution to this equation is 8 because 8 plus 4 equals 12. But let's imagine for a second that we did not know the solution to this equation. Sure, you could think about it logically and say, well, what number plus 4 equals 12? Well, that must be 8, so x equals 8. But as you get into more complicated equations, you're not going to be able to do that. So what you want to develop are some skills to solve equations like this. And when you solve an equation, your goal is going to be to essentially isolate the variable. You want to get the variable by itself. In order to figure out what x must be equal to for this equation to be true, or to find the solution, you have to solve for x. Okay, we're going to get it into that form of a variable equal to a constant. That is our goal. So to do that, to get this x by itself on one side of the equation, we can make use of that addition property of equations by adding a number to both sides of the equation that will cancel out with the constant being added to our variable. In this case, that is 4. What we want to do is add the opposite constant term to both sides of the equation. All right, so we have 4, so what we want to do is add -4. That would be the opposite of 4, at least when you're thinking positive versus negative. All right, so watch what happens if we do that here. If we have x plus 4, but then we add -4, so we'll have plus -4, we have to do that on the other side of the equation as well. We still have 12, but we also need to add -4. All right, whatever number you add to one side of the equation, you must do it to the other side to keep the equation true. That's what the addition property of equations allows us to do. And by doing this, by adding the opposite constant term to both sides of the equation, we will have isolated x, because 4 plus -4 is 0, right? These two constant terms cancel out with each other. 4 plus -4, or 4 minus 4, is 0. So we have x plus 0 on this side of the equation. And then on the other side, we have 12 plus -4, which would be 12 minus 4. And so we have x equals 8, because 12 minus 4 is 8. And now we have successfully solved the equation. X equals 8 is the solution to x plus 4 equals 12, just like we know it should be based on our work from earlier. Okay, so that is the solution to this equation, but if you're not sure, you could always check it. Since we're saying that this is the value, or this is the number that when plugged in for x makes the equation true, you could go ahead and plug it in and see if it is true for that number. All right, so checking our work here, if we check it, let's plug 8 in for x. We'll have 8 plus 4 equals 12, and 8 plus 4 is 12, so you get 12 equals 12, which is a true statement. So 8 is indeed the solution to this equation. Okay, so that's the idea here. If you have an equation of some variable plus a constant equal to a constant, you can solve that equation by identifying the constant term being added to the variable and then add the opposite of that constant term to both sides of the equation. Or sometimes the way I like to think about it, at least when the constant is positive, is you want to subtract that constant from both sides. All right, subtracting 4 from x plus 4 leaves you with x, and 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, so sometimes I like to think about it like that as well. But now that you've been introduced to the process of solving equations like this, let's look at a couple more examples before we end this lesson. Hey there, real quick, before we get to the next part of this lesson, if you find my tutorial videos here at JK Math to be helpful, then I'd like to invite you to join my membership site, JK Math Plus, where you get access to many perks, including bonus content and my exclusive community. The bonus content includes dark mode versions of my videos, extra example problems, and more, while the community is a private space online where you can post questions, have discussions, and study together with me and other members. To learn how to join and see a full list of everything you get access to as a member, you can head over to jkmathematics.com/plus. I'll have a link for that in the description of this video. So if you are interested in becoming a member, feel free to check that out. It's a great way to support me and the tutorials I make, as well as a great way for you to learn math better. But for now, let's get back to the lesson. For this example, we want to solve the equation and check the solution, and our equation is y minus 2 equals 7. All right, so we don't have a variable of x in this case, our variable is y, but that doesn't change how we go about solving this equation. It's still in the form of a variable plus some constant equal to another constant. Now in this case, it looks like we have y minus a constant, but you could think of it as y plus negative 2 equals 7. Either way, it is in the form of x plus a equals b. All right, and so to solve this equation, what we want to do is identify that constant term that we are adding to y. In this case, that is negative 2, or you could think of it as we are subtracting 2. And we want to add the opposite constant term to both sides of the equation. So the opposite of negative 2 would be positive 2. All right, now if you wanted to, you could write it down all on one line like I did before. So you could have y minus 2 plus 2 equals 7 plus 2 and work from there. But you might find it more helpful, at least in the beginning when you're getting used to solving equations, to draw a divider below the equal sign and then write down the number you're adding to both sides of the equation like this. In this case, we want to add 2 to both sides, so I would write that like this. We're adding 2 to both sides, and so after doing that, we get y plus 0 equals 9, right? Negative 2 plus 2 is 0, 7 plus 2 is 9, so we have y plus 0 on one side of the equation, and on the other side we have 9, which finally gives us y equals 9, because anything plus 0 is just itself. All right, so we found a solution here, right? We're done. We have an equation of a variable equal to a constant, which will be the solution to this equation. All right, and so let's check it. Let's see if 9 really is the solution to this equation. Let's do our check work over here. To check, we're going to plug 9 in for y, the variable in this equation, and see if the equation is true after we simplify. All right, this is exactly what we did in the previous lesson when we were checking if numbers were solutions to an equation. Okay, so we have 9 minus 2 equals 7, right? That's just this equation, but y has been replaced with 9. And then 9 minus 2 is 7, so you have 7 equals 7. That is a true statement. So 9 is in fact the solution to this equation. Okay, let's take a look at another example. We once again want to solve the equation and check the solution that we find. Here we have 20 equals z plus 14. Now initially this looks like the equation is in a different form, but it still is in the same form, just in a different order. We still have a variable plus a constant equal to another constant. It's just that the sides of the equation are flipped, which is not a big deal, okay? Z is our variable, the constant term being added to it is 14, and it's equal to a constant of 20. All right, so like I just pointed out, the constant term being added to our variable is 14. So what we want to do to solve for z, or to solve the equation, is add the opposite of that number to both sides of the equation. So we want to add negative 14, or really you could think of it as subtracting 14 from both sides of the equation. All right, so to help you stay organized, I recommend you draw a little divider, at least at the very beginning when you're learning to solve these equations. You can ditch this later, but for right now, I think this is helpful. We are going to be subtracting 14 from both sides of the equation. And so simplifying 20 minus 14 is 6. So we have 6 on one side, and then on the other side we have z plus 0, because 14 minus 14 is 0. All right, and so then we get 6 equals z, and now we have our solution, or an equation where you have a variable equal to a constant. In this case, 6 equals z, or really z equals 6. Okay, it doesn't matter that the variable is on the other side of the equation. This is still the solution to this equation, or at least that's what we found. But now let's actually check it to be sure that it is the solution. So let's check it over here. We want to plug 6 in for z in this equation. So we'll have 20 equals z, which we want to replace with 6, and then we have plus 14. Now simplifying, 6 plus 14 is 20, so we get 20 equals 20. That is a true statement, and so we're good. Z equals 6 is the solution to this equation. Okay, let's take a look at one more example for this video. For our last example, we once again want to solve the equation and check the solution. This time we have some fractions in our equation. We have x minus 1/2 equals 5/4. All right, so even though there's fractions in this equation, the process remains the same. You still want to identify the constant term being added to your variable. In this case, we have negative 1/2 being added to x, and so we want to add the opposite of that to both sides of the equation, which means we want to add positive 1/2. All right, and so drawing our divider here, we are adding 1/2 to both sides. Negative 1/2 plus 1/2 is 0, so we have x plus 0. But then what about on the other side? We're adding 1/2 to 5/4. I'm just going to write that down like this. We have 5/4 plus 1/2. And in order to actually add those fractions, we do need to get a common denominator. In this case, we can get a common denominator of 4 because 2 times 2 is 4. So what I'll do here is multiply 1/2 by a form of 1 of 2 divided by 2, right? 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So multiplying by a form of 1 does not change the value of that fraction. So simplifying, and I'm going to extend the divider here. We have x on this side because x plus 0 is just x. And then simplifying over here, 1 times 2 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 5/4 plus 2/4. All right, and then finally, now that we have a common denominator, we can add the numerators, and 5 plus 2 is 7, so we get x equals 7/4. You keep that same denominator. Okay, and so 7/4 is the solution that we found for this equation, but let's check it to make sure. We want to plug in 7/4 for x in this equation. So replacing x with 7/4, we will get 7 divided by 4 minus 1/2 equals 5/4. And in order to simplify this side of the equation, we do need to rewrite 1/2 to be in terms of fourths. We already did that down here. We rewrote 1/2 as 2/4. So let's just do that right here. 7/4 minus 2/4 is equal to 5/4. And so simplifying this side, 7 minus 2 is 5. So we get 5/4 is equal to 5/4. That is a true statement, and so our answer is correct. X equals 7/4 is the solution to this equation. Okay, and so that's that. That's how you solve equations of the form of a variable plus a constant equals another constant. And so this was the last example for this video, but if you do want to get some more practice solving equations of this form, feel free to check out the examples video for this topic that I'll have linked here on the screen. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments, but if you don't have any questions, this is all I had for now, so I will see you next time.